Okay, geometry, this is going to be your review for test 4.1. All the answers are already on the back. I already have mine highlighted on here, but we're going to go through each one so we can see how we get to those answers. Okay, on this one, Michelle wants to measure the height of her school flagpole. She placed a mirror in the ground 112 feet away from the flagpole. Yada 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 yada. Okay, so here's the thing. Try to point to it. So here's the distance from the flagpole. This is the flagpole. We're trying to find out how high this is. Okay, she is 4.5 feet, 4.5 feet tall, and she's 14 feet from the end of where the shadow hits. So these are going to be similar. So we have to set up that ratio. So I'm going to say height to height. I'm going to call this height x. Let's say that this is x. So those should be similar. So I'm going to say x over 4.5, because those are the heights. It's going to equal, now it's going to be the ratio from the distance. So 112, and then hers is 14. So this is going to be 112, and this is going to be 14. And y'all can cross multiply and all that, or you can use solve your calculators. Anyway, you're going to wind up getting x equals 36, and this will be in feet. Okay, I'm going to try to go a little faster now. So when we're looking at these here, we want the value of x. X is, well, first of all, we're not given an x. Oh, no, we're given an x. X is right here. Okay, first of all, this is cut off. That's what's, this is -4. Okay, that should be -4. Anyway, when we set this up, so get it, when you look at this here, this is like a big triangle, and then here we have a small version right there. These, we're going to use the triangle proportionality theorem, so we're going to end up saying 63, like get our ratios. So we're going to say 63, remember, side by side, divided by 42, because the same side is going to equal, so it's going to be 210. And this is going to be divided by 16 minus 4. And like I said, cross multiply, remember, so this is together. Make sure you keep that in parentheses. Can see that. Make sure you keep this in parentheses, cross multiply, and you can do this in end solve, and if you do, you're going to wind up with x equals 9. Okay, for number 3, we have this right here, and it has all the stuff in there. FGHJ is similar. Remember, one wavy line means similar to OPQR. Which of the following statements is not true? Okay, so we're looking at this. First of all, I drew a diagram side by side. I just have 4 points here, so FGHJ and OPQR, because that's what it told you is similar. Okay. Anyway, it wants to know, well, which one is not true. So let's look at this. We have FJ. FJ is this one on the bottom, divided by OR. That's good. GH up here at the top, over PQ. That one's good. And then over here, we have angle H is congruent to angle Q. That one is okay, congruent, because we don't know any of the sides, we don't know any of the angles or anything, but I know that these are congruent. That one's okay. Okay, without knowing the angle, because remember, angles, it doesn't matter how big the sides are, angles can still be congruent just based on the way that they are, like so. It does not work like that for the sides. That's why this one is not right on B. And this is your answer, because you're saying GH is congruent to PQ. And at first I'm like, well, what's wrong with that? See, I put my little check here. But no, that one's not true, because we're talking about sides. I don't have any information on sides, so I can't say that these are congruent. Okay, remember, congruent means exactly the same, and I don't know that because I don't have any other information about their sides. Answer is B. Okay, this is obviously not the one that I was looking at, because this one's not highlighted, but since I'd already done this one I'm going to use. Okay, the question is state whether they're similar. So I'm just comparing all the similar the ones that should be similar. So the small to the small on one, so small on the other one. So the smallest one on the left is 10, smallest on the right is 13. That's gonna we want to see, is that equal to so let's do the next one. The mid, like the second smallest or second biggest on the left is 20. Second biggest on the right is 29, and those are not equal to each other. So the answer there is not similar. Okay. So let's just go on here. Number 5, state that whether the triangles are similar. If so, write the similar statement and the postulate, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we're looking at this here. So I know 10 to 40. Remember, when you're comparing the same side, 10 over 40, well, that's going to give us 1/4. And if I do 11 over 44, that's also 1/4. And then if I do, well, that's the only ones you can compare. Anyway, so that works. So in other words, all the sides have to be the same, would have the same ratio. And I don't know those other sides, but I know if I compared those, I would also get 1/4. Anyway, so the answer here is that this is going to be similar by side, side, side. Okay? B and C are out because you don't know anything about those angles. And of course, D is not true because they are similar. Okay, number 6, we're talking about Kristen lives directly east of the park. The football field is direct, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you're going to end up doing this one using the geometric mean. Okay, we didn't really get too much into geometric mean, but this is the way it works. We're trying to see, well, what is this right here? How far from the park to the library? So let's say that that's an X, that's an X. Okay, so I know that this is 8, and I know that this is 3 after that. So the way geometric mean works is you have to take that ratio, which would be 8 divided by X equals X divided by 3, right, just like so. But, I mean, really that doesn't, usually that doesn't really, that's kind of hard to follow on that. So the easy way to look at this, guys, when you have this here, is just square the X, and then that's going to be equal to these two sides equal to each other, which is going to be 24, which is what's going to happen anyway. So I just cut to it. X times X is X squared. 8 times 3 is 24. Anyway, whatever. Square root of both sides. Square root of X squared is X. Square root of 24. This is going to simplify down to, this is like saying square root of 4 times square root of 6. So the answer is 2 square root of 6. Okay. This is my original copy. I'm just going back to this one since I already had it done. Anyway, so we're looking at this here. My question is, how far is this for plot 3? Like up here. So I'm going to say that that's X. I know that that's 40. I know this is 48 down here. I don't know what that is, but I know down here is 78. So bam, right there is your, do your proportions. 40 over 48 equals the X over 78. Cross multiply and solve and all that, or you can use end solve. You're going to get X equals 65. Okay, all right, for number 8, in the diagram of the landscape plan, the scale is 1 centimeter for 9 feet. In the diagram, the trees are 15 centimeters apart. How many feet apart are the actual trees? So we can just, from what they gave us, there's our scale right there. 1 centimeter is 9 feet, and we know that these are going to be 15 centimeters apart, so how many feet is that? So from that, we can just solve that. So 1 over 9 equals 15 over X. You can do that into end solve or cross multiply. 1 times X is X. 9 times 15 is 135. And that'll be feet. Okay, on number 9, are these similar? Well, let's compare these. So first of all, if this is 51 degrees, this is 51 degrees. I'm given that this is 58 degrees. Remember, the angles inside of a triangle have to add up to 180. 51 plus 58 is going to be 109. So if you solve for the remaining one, you will get 71. Here they gave us that this is 71. If you do the opposite over here, 51 and 71. That's 122. Take that away from 180, you will get 58. These all have the same angles, so these are going to be similar. I don't know anything about the sides. I don't need to. I know that these are going to be similar by angle. Okay, so let me explain this one. On number 10, find the length X. Okay, all I'm given is that this is 9 and this is 27. This is a right angle, and you see here how this cuts right in between there, like so, which means that when you do that, basically what you just did was you created a 30, 60, 90 triangle. 30, 60, 90 triangles, and if you recall from the first semester, and a 30, 60, 90 triangle, 30, 60, 90. Okay, the one you want to hone in on is this one that's, let me see, so this would be your 90. This would end up being, so here's your x. In other words, this is going to be 60 degrees. So the one that's right there with the 6, the way that this goes, the one that's directly across from it, this would be your hypotenuse, would be your 2x. And this one over here would be x times the square root of 3. So this side is 30 degrees. This side is 60. Anyway, that's not important. What's important is that I'm already given what this is. Oh, can't see that. Yeah, I'm already given what this is. And I know that this side is going to be 2x. 9 plus 27 is 36. So I can just say that 2x equals 36. Yeah, I can see that. 2x equals 36. Divide by 2. We're going to end up getting x equals 18, which is our answer. Now, originally, I had put that my answer was 9 square root of 3, because if you did the geometric mean, that's what you would get. But the answer is going to be 18, okay, because it's a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Okay, and let's go on to number 11. In the diagram, these are similar. Solve for x. So let's do our ratios. Okay, the important part here is that they said that there's similar, that ABC in that order, ABC, that's why I did the arrow, is similar to DEF, and we're looking for x. So in other words, this side, which I don't know what that is, would be similar to this side over here. I don't know what that is, but I can't put those over each other because I don't know what either is. Let's do the second one. That means I'm going to have 80 over 32. And that's going to be equal to the third sides, like if this arrow wrapped around, it would be 7x minus 8 over the third side here, which is 22. Okay, so this is going to be your ratios over here. 80 over 32 equals 7x minus 8 over 22. And then cross multiply and solve and all that. And like I said, you can do this and then solve. Make sure that's in parentheses. You will end up with x equals 9. Alright guys, last one. State whether the triangles are similar. If so, write the similarity statement or postulator theorem, yada yada yada. So we're looking at this here. I don't know anything, any information other than what the sides are. So I'm just going to say, let's do the short sides over each other. So 8 over 28, those are the shorter sides. That gives me 2 over 7. Then the middle sides, so that'll be 10 over 35. That also gives me 2 over 7. And then the longest sides would be 12 over 42. That also gives me 2 over 7. So these are going to be similar, and they're going to be similar by side, SSS. Okay guys, this is my first video in about a year and a half, so I hope you enjoyed this. Please watch this as many times as you need. Test is coming up soon. I will see y'all later.